Wow, I can't believe what I just watched. When I looked up 28 pranks later and read the description, I was a little torn. Seeing that Rainbow was taking something too far and her friends wanted to get payback and teach her a lesson for it, I saw two possibilities. This episode could either be a major improvement on the mysterious Mare-Do-Well, or it could just be a complete repeat and leave a sour taste in my mouth. And we've already had 2 Rainbow Dash-centric episodes this season. One was good and one was meh, but how does the third one stack up? Well, let's venture into 28 pranks later to find out. But be sure to check your chairs first, folks. This episode. Folks, this episode was bloody brilliant. I think they siphoned some of the hilarity from the Saddle Row review and injected it into here because the comedy in this episode was nearly perfect. Right from the first scene between Fluttershy, her animal friends, and Rainbow Dash, nearly every scene gave me something to laugh at. Before Rainbow first pranked Fluttershy in the forest, I loved how Fluttershy's bear friend hid beneath Fluttershy and the other animals for protection. And it was both funny and somewhat adorable how Fluttershy screamed and jumped into the bear's arms just from Rainbow saying boo. The follow-up scene in Twilight's castle was just perfect. Applejack and Rarity's critiques of Rainbow's pranks were about as funny as the pranks themselves, especially Rarity sounding like a prank expert. I know it's a little immature, but I love well-timed whoopee cushion jokes, and Rainbow's whoopee cushion prank to Twilight didn't disappoint, mainly because how Rainbow's giveaway was a blink and you miss it moment, and for how long the whoopee cushion actually went off. Pinkie laughing along with Rainbow Dash was just the icing on the cake for that scene. Though I think my favorite bit of this entire sequence was Rainbow mistaking the critiques as a challenge. Along with the comedy in the episode, one of the strongest points 28 Pranks Later had going for it was its pacing. While still hilarious and clever since Rainbow switched all of Rarity's sewing equipment with cake replicas, and Applejack's scene of waking up outside were the perfect lengths to show how much thought Rainbow could put into her pranks. And then the rest of her pranks turn into a well-timed montage complete with her pranking more than just her friends. I liked how she incorporated Cranky, Big Mac, Carrot Cake, and Cheerilee into her pranks just so she can prove that she's not a lazy prankster. And it was good on the writers how they showed that the prank to Carrot Cake was nearly stepping over the line on what makes a prank funny instead of just showing funny pranks. Yeah, those getting pranked didn't like it, but they weren't cruel enough to make we, the audience, feel bad for laughing. However, I'm torn on Big Mac and Spike's prank being my favorite. I did like how Spike's prank affected Celestia and the fact that the writers brought back the scroll spam gag all the way back from episode 5 of season 1. Though Cheerilee's reaction of chasing Rainbow with the pointer was gold. None of these sequences were too long to get boring nor too short to feel like nothing happened. All of the short scenes were perfectly paced and hysterical. And once we get to pretty much the whole town asking Pinkie for help on stopping Rainbow Dash's terror, Pinkie's scream and her scared face were hands down the funniest part of the episode. I loved the other pranks Dashy pulled, but holy crap, Pinkie just keeps finding ways to show that she's the funniest pony. Now, despite the brilliant and funny comedy and the perfect pacing, the best part of the episode that catapulted it into top 5 episodes of the season territory was
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and
Gotcha!
Damn it, Rainbow! Sorry for that interruption, folks. Anyway, the best part of the episode was the revenge prank against Rainbow Dash. I am kind of ashamed that I didn't see it at first. I thought that the prank would be everyone would just pretend to be ill from the cookies and Rainbow would be mortified that she poisoned the whole town. While this definitely would have made a good payback, the extra length that the town's ponies went couldn't have been better. Making Rainbow believe she turned everyone into cookie-craving zomponies was amazing. The atmosphere definitely felt like a zombie movie, and I loved the touches of Big Mac and Granny Smith crossing their eyes outward to emphasize their zombified forms. And while the prank and the title of the episode parodied 28 Days Later, I got a few Night of the Living Dead references when Rainbow holed herself, the Crusaders, AJ, and Rarity inside the Apple family barn, and then the town's ponies broke through the windows. The lesson and the way everyone gave Rainbow a taste of her own medicine could not have been done more perfectly. The town-sized prank scared Rainbow, proving to her that if only the prankster is laughing and not the one getting pranked, it's either not funny or just mean. Sometimes you have to go to extreme lengths to get your point across to someone, and holy crap did her friends in the town do it right. So I'm not even gonna beat around the bush here. 28 Pranks Later was a fantastic episode that did more than enough to warrant a green flag rating. Everything about this episode worked. The comedy of Rainbow's pranks and the reactions from those being pranked had me laughing as hard as I did during the Saddle Row review. The pacing of not just the pranking montage, but the entire episode was just beautiful. The lesson that was taught wasn't shoehorned in or contrived, but one a lot of kids can take to heart when they want to play a few jokes on their friends. The way the lesson was taught to Rainbow was actually a nice twist on what I thought would happen, and it was pretty creepy too. The atmosphere of the supposed Zomponi apocalypse was dark and eerie, coupled with the darker music. And the homages to 28 Days Later and Night of the Living Dead were subtle enough to fly over the younger fans' heads and for the older fans to get. And we got to end with everyone laughing at a good joke. I couldn't ask for anything more from this episode. It was a fun ride from start to finish that also fixed a lot of problems with the mysterious Mare-Do-Well from Season 2, and I think this makes the top 5 list for best episodes of Season 6. But please, tell me what you thought of this episode. I'm Mr. Left Turn. I'll see you the next time I get back from the track.